What's up YouTube, and welcome to my 2018 Maverick X3 XRC review. I hope you're having a good Super Bowl Sunday. This is one of my favorite days to hang out with my friends and get together and just have a good time. But before the Super Bowl starts, I thought I would finish up my long-term review on the XRC. It has been an awesome 5 months of riding. Some of the best times I've ever had in my whole life riding in this machine. And I've loved every second of it. I thought I'd go over my likes, my dislikes, my wish list, just kind of everything that I experienced in this machine over the last 5 months or so. I'm going to put together kind of a little montage of all the fun rides that I've had over the last 5 months. It's about 4 minutes and 50 seconds long. If you do want to skip to that, if you don't want to see those, go ahead and skip over that and we'll continue the discussion on the XRC. Anyways, I'm really excited to kind of do my final long-term review. I've finally got enough riding on this thing. We're just going to go over this thing top to bottom and pick it apart and tell you why I think it is the best side-by-side on the market. All right, thanks guys.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little montage of all the different types of riding I've done with the XRC. Man, just watching that when I was editing it, just making that video, just reminded me just how much fun this machine is and how awesome it has been. But anyways, let's go over some of the stuff that I like and dislike and kind of a wish list. Number one thing for me, I think this thing just looks so freaking cool. Like, they did such a good job with this machine. It's just so aggressive. It just looks like a full race buggy from a custom, you know, race shop. I absolutely love the way it looks, and yeah, it's just badass. And you just got to give Can-Am credit, man. They just made such a cool machine. So yeah, that'd be number one. Number two, versatility. What you just saw in the video, this thing does everything. It does everything, and it does everything good. And, you know, the desert, the dunes, the snow, you know, utility stuff, the woods, like everything. Rock crawling, it's amazing. Like, there's no downside that I can think of really to just how versatile this machine is. You know, from plowing my driveway to rock crawling to just flying in the desert. So really love the versatility. The durability. Man, I've put this thing through its paces. You know, I've done pre-running, you know, every type of riding. I put it through its paces, and it's done a freaking awesome job. I just blew the belt. It was about 750, almost 800 miles on the thing. And honestly, I've been hard on that belt. It's almost like I've been trying to blow that belt, and it's probably more me than it is the machine. I think the design has been good. But yeah, durability has been amazing. And then that brings me to clutching. The clutching's been great. The clutching's been great. You know, belt drives are not perfect, but either are, you know, a Yamaha with gears that everybody just blows the clutch. So, you know, they're not perfect, but I think it's worked awesome. And I feel like they've done a good job with the cooling and just the performance of the clutching, and it's been good. Yeah, it's been really good. Utility. Man, I can plow my driveway with this. I'm wenching people out. It's a great machine. Even though nobody's buying this for utility. You know, I've got a decent bed in the back. I got my spare tire. I've got my tool kit. You know, we've got the winch. Like, it's been awesome. It's been a great utility machine. I can plow the dealership with it. Let's see, the 4-point harnesses. So I love them. You know, again, I feel like Can-Am has listened to their customer really well. So I love the retractable 4-point harnesses. They're easy to get in and out of, and that's kind of like my one main gripe of aftermarket 4-point harnesses, is that they're just kind of a pain in the ass. You're taking several minutes getting in and out of your machine. But yeah, I love that they did the stock 4-point harness. Okay, the smart lock system. Okay, the XRC has all new differentials, and then all the electronics and electronic sensors with it, and I can tell a big difference. So the XRS is good. I'm not saying the XRS isn't good and it can't do things, but the new smart lock system is a step, and it's a big step, and XRC is worth it just for that. I think the new XRS coming out is also going to have it, so that's great. But it's awesome. The smart lock 4-wheel drive system is, man, it's badass. They did an awesome job on that system. Let's see, the winch. The winch, I love the winch. So I love how they put factory toe points on the machine, places to grab. And man, you've seen just from like the video that you just saw, I have used the winch a ton already. From snow plowing to rescuing people. I love that they put a factory winch in it, and I loved how it's nice and tucked in and awesome on this thing. So the winch has been great. So let's see, steering wheel and gauges. So I love how we have a nice cockpit that's driver focused with a cool steering wheel and just a good set of gauges right in front of you. And it's just a great place to be inside the XRC. Okay. All the protection. So, you know, from rock crawling to riding the snow or to pre-running Baja, the guards have been awesome. So all the factory protection, from the rock sliders to all the suspension and skid plate guards, like it's just awesome. So really good job on just hooking it up with a bunch of a bunch of good guards. The aluminum roof. So really like the aluminum roof. High quality piece. It looks cool, and I like how easy it comes off. So like when we picked up my machine to change the tire, I just loosened these 2 bolts in 2 seconds, threw a strap around it, and picked the machine up. So I like the way it looks. I like how easy it's removed. It's a cool setup on the XRC. The handling and braking. Dude, this thing is amazing. This wide chassis, man, this race buggy, it just is incredible. I figured out why I love side-by-side so much over the last little while. And what it is I love cars and I love race cars. But on the street, I don't get to drift and, you know, do 100 miles an hour and just jump and do whatever. And that's my outlet. The XRC, these side-by-sides, all side-by-sides in general, you get to get in them and you get to really drive and you don't get arrested, and it's amazing. So I love the braking and the handling on this thing. It just kicks butt. And then that leads me to the next thing, horsepower, 172 horsepower. You know, I love souping stuff up, but every time I get in this thing, I just kind of feel like it's enough. I might do a couple little things, but man, it flies. This thing just flies, and the way it goes over terrain is just incredible. Tires and wheels. I'm glad they gave us just a nice set of beadlocks with a great set of 30-inch Maxxis Liberty tires, which definitely one of my favorite tires. Let's see. The seats. You know, I'm not trying to knock on Polaris, but I hate their seats. And this seat's not perfect. You can still get probably a better aftermarket seat, but it's a good seat. I don't get in this thing and think, oh man, this is freaking made by Fisher-Price. This seat is awesome. So it's a great seat and it's a good value. And at least if you're paying all the money for this thing, you're getting a quality seat. The junction box. So can't really show you that, but basically, right down on this side, there's a junction box to connect all your electronics. So your light bars, you know, your my SMB filter, just anything that I need to, you know, connect to the Can-Am. They thought about it and they're like, hey, let's give them a place that's connected to the start button and the auxiliary power, and they can connect all their stuff. It was good. It was good thinking, and it's awesome and easy to upgrade your machine. Reliability. This thing's been awesome, man. I have put a ton of miles on this thing over the last few months, all different kinds of riding, and it's been great. You know, it's been great. We were pretty prepared down in Baja, and we really didn't have any troubles. I did have one. I'll go over the things that have gone wrong with it here in a second, but man, honestly, I'm happy with the reliability. I have had a few issues, but it hasn't been much, and the thing it's been great. Let's see. Oh, getting to the belt. Man, my old Maverick, I remember when I bought it, I thought, hey, this is cool. It's a mid-mount motor and it's going to be balanced or whatever. But getting to the clutch takes like an hour just to get to it. You have to take out seats and it's just crazy. And I'm glad we have this rear engine design, kind of like Polaris, to be honest. And we can actually get to the clutch in a short amount of time and change a belt, because that does happen sometimes. Yeah, so those are things I think are great. I just think it's a badass machine and I couldn't be more happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and go to kind of my dislikes and wish list now. Okay, so these are kind of, I don't know if they're necessarily dislikes, they're kind of more wish list and dislikes, but they're things that I just think would be cool. And some of them are kind of far out there. Some of them are just kind of like me just being crazy, but let's go over a few of them. I wish, I wish the variable steering, they have 3 settings on the steering. I wish there was a bigger difference from the minimum setting to the maximum setting. So I wish when I put it to max, it had more assist, and when I put it to min, it had less assist. So that's just kind of a wish list for me. I wish, we just talked about tires, I wish it came with 32 stock. I just feel like this machine runs awesome with 32s. It's the first thing I did was change the 32s, the exact same tire, but with the 32, and you know, if I had it my way, it would come with 32-inch tire stock, and that's easy to do. For me, I'm a pretty big guy. I wish the seat was a little lower. I wish I had a setting to get the seat even lower. I love how racy this thing is, but I wish I could get a little bit lower in the car. Let's see. Oh, so yeah, I made myself a list. I wish they put a horn and just integrated some blinkers into the lights. So doing a street legal kit was easier. I don't get, it would cost like no money. This goes for all manufacturers, but just put in the blinkers and the horn. Even if you don't like sell it as street legal, make it easy. Make it easy for people. If they do want to make it street legal, make it easy for them. Sometimes I wish the doors opened the other direction, and I wish it had a better door handle, but I didn't. On my 4-seater, and it's not bad, but on my 4-seater, I had the door wasn't closed all the way, and I didn't realize it in the back, and it was starting to grab stuff as I was driving and kind of messing the door up. You can just get in the car a little easier. When I walk in my enclosed, I have to walk around my mirror and come in here and then hop in. And so I guess I wish it opened from the back personally, but I mean, this is just a wish. Let's see. I think it'd be cool. This goes for players too. I wish they'd make a full Baja Cage, like cage race ready, tech ready cage machine, even if it was more money, that was ready to race. I think that would be freaking awesome. Because trying to race these things, you have to basically redo the whole cage, and that goes for any side-by-side. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about a few things that have gone wrong, because this is related to one of the things that I think needs to be improved a little bit. I have blown a belt. That just happened. About 750 miles on that belt. I've been super hard on it. That's gone wrong, so I'm going to tell you, but I really don't think the machine or the belt owed me any favors. I have been hard on that belt. The other thing that has happened, let's see. Oh, I blew the wheel. I bent a rim. I caught a rock perfectly on this back wheel. I had to replace it. And again, I think that just comes down to riding aggressive, and stuff's going to happen. And then the other thing that happened to me in Baja, the one thing that happened to me is I did blow a brake line. So somehow I had a rock come from the front and pop over and literally hit the line and cut it in half. And I just think it was a freak thing, but it would be kind of nice if we either tucked it inside the bar somehow or had a little bit of a guard just so that doesn't happen. I lost my brakes. It was kind of crazy, but you know, they've done a good job, but that is one thing I'm going to mention on this review. Those are a few things that I've had happen to it. Let's see. I think my buddy's got them made, but I definitely, to solve some of these problems, some trailing arm flaps I think are going to be awesome, and hopefully that will solve kind of the brake line issue that I have and also the wheel issue. That's what I'm hoping. It would be kind of, this is kind of comes from my car background. It'd be kind of cool if they had different modes, you know, like if you buy like a German car, they'll have like a sport mode or a comfort mode. And Polaris is kind of going this way with suspension, but I wish they would do it with everything. Like literally change exhaust sound, change pedal feel, change the steering, change the suspension, and change like the horsepower with the click of a button. So we could have like a comfort, trail, sport, dunes, whatever, just kind of a cool selector, like a Raptor or something. And they probably will end up doing something like that, but I think that would be really cool, just kind of fun. And again, these are just kind of crazy wishes. These aren't like, I'm not saying these are a problem. A backup camera and maybe like a rock crawling camera. So it'd be really cool if they had some kind of factory monitor with a backup cam. And you know, these are crazy, these are luxuries, but you know, that stuff's getting pretty cheap. And it'd be cool if we had cameras on like each corner or some kind of like panoramic view. You know, rock crawling, I did have a little bit of a hard time kind of seeing where my front wheel was when I'm sitting in the machine. So I do think it'd be really cool to have like a camera system on it. Let's see, wastegated exhaust, that kind of goes back to like my performance mode button. It'd be cool if you had two modes on your exhaust. If you had a nice quiet kind of trail riding with the wife so she's not complaining about the noise, and then like a wide open, I'm in the sand dunes, you know, wastegated exhaust from the factory. Extended fuel tank. I kind of think it'd be cool if they made it an option to give it longer range. You know, people are starting to really get into doing these like overland or like, you know, go camping and do these long rides. And I think it'd be cool to have an extended fuel tank. The beadlocks always lose air. And I think that's like not Can-Am necessarily, that's just every beadlock, but it is annoying. I wish somebody could design a rim and tire that you don't have to check every 5 seconds for air. I wish it would hold air a little better. They are great wheels and tires, but that is something that does bug me. The seats are really hard to remove and they don't slide easy. So it would be cool, again, if maybe they made more of a quick release to remove the seat and get them in and out and kind of get to stuff easier. And I wish they slid just a little bit smoother. They have a nice sturdy slider, but wish they slid a little better and could be removed easier. Let's see, on-off throttle. So on-off throttle, it's a little laggy. You know, this thing is fast, it performs awesome, but on-off throttle, you do have a little bit of lag. I know the downpipe, if you replace the downpipe, it does help with that, and it's not a ton, but I definitely think we should mention it because it does have a little bit of lag getting back on boost. Let's see. Low speed comfort, you know, Polaris's going slower are probably a little better. Nothing beats this thing in the mid to high speed stuff. It's incredible. Low speed comfort, they're not quite as good as some of the other shocks and some of the other side-by-sides. Let's see. Better drains. Better drains. I wish they had like I don't know, maybe like some kind of drain we could take out in the bottom and just kind of wash out the floor pans a little better. Let's see. And then a better door latch. I know there's people working on solutions, but I don't really like the pull. It's kind of awkward and sometimes it gets stuck. So I think it'd be cool to have a better door latch. All right, guys, so that's it. You know, those are my likes, dislikes, wish list. I kind of think, you know, these things are just, a lot of stuff I just went over are kind of just more of a wish list I just think would be cool. All in all, I love this machine. I think it is the best side-by-side on the market, hands down. You know, I'll probably get some hate for that, but it's the truth. It's the best, you know, and I hope the other guys that are in the side-by-side business and making these machines make us a better machine. Like, let's compete. I love it. Let's compete with Can-Am. Let's make machines to compete with this thing because it's a beast and it's been some of the best riding I've had in 40 years. You know, this thing has just been so fun. Everybody taking it is just blown away. And I got to give it to Can-Am. You got to give credit where credit's due, and they build us a badass machine. You know, right out of the box that's just a bomb and does everything. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please like and subscribe. As always, I appreciate it. We'll see you later.